You, me, he, she. What are we going to do about it? Nola has no idea, but we're going to talk about it. She's Gotta Have It's up next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Berry beret. Can never go wrong with Chris.
Never. No, never.
Shout out to Spike Lee. You know that's your
an
guy.
amazing song.
Hey guys, welcome to the AFTERBUZZ She's Gotta Have It review part 2, episodes 6 through 10. We have a lot to talk about, so we're just gonna get into it. My name is Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom. And I have some beautiful ladies with me as my co-hosts, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
What's up, guys? This is Mariel Turner. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mariel_Turner.
Hey guys, it's Drew Jones, and you can follow me on all the things at OKDrewJ.
Hey guys, my name is Mina Wahab, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Mina Makes Magic.
Ooh, you're making magic with that shirt, girl.
Yes.
Come through. Wow, so She's Gotta Have It part 2.
Part 2.
How are you guys feeling? Let's start there.
A lot of things.
Oh, yes,
A lot
a
of
wide range of feelings. There are moments in the last few episodes that I loved, and then there are the other moments where I was like, this is a little selfish. Like, this is
Same.
just, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Kind of like how I felt.
I feel like
She never changed, though. She stayed the same throughout. It's not like this was unexpected. She carried the same behavior throughout, so can we really be mad at her being selfish when we praised her for being selfish in the beginning, and now we're just over it? I don't know.
I think it was just
I
too
still
much.
get why
Like, it
everyone's
was
so
just
upset.
too
I feel like the
much.
savage reached its limit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you love it, but it's like, all right.
I was like, okay,
I was
girl.
like, okay, like
Come
Right,
on.
like that's just not cool. You should come on.
Come on, Miss Darling. Well, let's get into it. So we come back. We already left from episode 5. We come back to the new episode 6, and of course, we're all hashtag Team Mars. Who doesn't love me?
Love Mars.
And I love how the episode starts. He has his little vlog that's going on. He's talking to his little Jordan friends and people on the Jordan vlog, and we learn that he's dyslexic. He has dyslexia, and I will say this before I get into it. A lot of people on Twitter were totally Team Mars, and that's what I love to see, even throughout the whole thing. My feelings changed about the 3 of them, but we'll kick it with Mars. So Mars is here, and Nola has an art show that her friend Chloe got her into at Dumbo, which I thought was super dope of her. She was super nervous, and she wanted to get her art out there. She has to get to the art show. So who shows up? Mars. To
My
take
babe.
her art. How do we feel? Did you feel like she was a little bit too hard on Mars?
Oh,
she's
yeah.
always too hard
She's
on
always
him.
too hard on Mars. Like, I think she definitely was too hard on him. It seems like he's always just trying to be there for her and, support her, and she keeps pushing him away, but she still wants the attention, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
she's mad ungrateful. Like
Yes.
I wish when I was 22 that other 22-year-old guys were acting the way. I mean, I know she's older, but there was no 22-year-old guys I knew acting like that.
I'm like, if my boo can go out and find a random bike, take my
Right.
artwork from Fort Greene to Dumbo. For those who don't know, Fort Greene to Dumbo is like, even though it's Brooklyn, it's on the other side of Brooklyn.
On a bike.
On a bike. That is insane. I barely want to take the train to the other side of Brooklyn. So for him to do that, and I get she's nervous and her she has the jitters, and she just wants her artwork to get her because Chloe's calling her like, girl, where are you? I'm like, no, love. No, don't do that to the baby.
Right.
It's Mars. But what I love about Mars, even when she's hard on him, he's still like, you know what? I got you.
No.
I'll meet you there. Even when she told him not to go inside.
Yeah. He understands that that's how she functions. Like, I personally feel like Mars gets her better than the other 2, but that's just how I feel. It's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
I also feel like a lot of younger guys, when they date older women, I feel like younger men are just always trying to please older women, so they usually just step back and just let them do them, which I love.
Yeah, I do think that. That's probably has a little bit to do with it, too. Like, oh, she's older than me. She's mature. Like, what can I do to make sure she stays interested? So
I think he appreciates the sass because she's older.
Yeah.
So we get to the art show. I just want to say major shout out to Fat Five Freddy for making an appearance at the art show, because back in the 80s, for those who don't know Fat Five Freddy, he's from Yo MTV Raps, but back in the 80s, he used to be an artist, and he was... Not saying he was doing other things. I'm not going to say what Fat Five Freddy was probably doing in the 80s, hanging out on the Lower East Side. But I thought it was dope that Spike included him in this. And Nola has her art up, and she's nervous as hell. But what makes it worse? her 3 boos show up uninvited to her art show. And
Very
she's nervous.
awkward.
So have you guys ever been in a situation where you're dating someone, 1, 2, or 3, whoever, and you're in a situation where maybe you're talking to someone else and you're there with one boo and somebody else just happens to pop up? But we're all single. Has anyone ever been in that situation?
In my like earlier colleges, like I was telling you earlier, when I was first like meeting the person I was seeing, there were other people I was, entertaining, and like
I like that word.
I was in a sorority, so we had parties, and they would all show up because they were all in fraternities. I was like, this is bad. But the entire time I was thinking of that song Paranoid.
Oh, yes.
I was like, that is like the theme song of this current moment.
Yeah, I can't say that I've ever been in a situation where like I was dating. Everyone's dating, right? Everyone's single, but like my potentials were in the same place. I feel like I would run away from that.
I would
like
die.
That's too much.
I would
What about
drink.
you?
Never. Like, and I always, like, wonder, like, what if you accidentally text the wrong person? I mean, like, how do you get out of that situation? And
It's
in
high
Nola's
stress.
case, like, she always uses the wrong name.
Always.
When she's orgasming.
It's crazy. Even though they know about each other, it's still like gut wrenching when she says the wrong name.
Yeah.
I definitely sent a text to someone that I shouldn't have done, and I definitely called him someone else's name, and I tried to cover it up. I think I said this last week with the whole like, oh, it was my friend using my phone, and he's like, you tried it. So
Right.
And mind you, I'm single. This guy wasn't even my boyfriend, but I just felt bad, and and I felt embarrassed because it's like I could have just been honest. Like,
Right.
you know what, my bad. That's somebody else, but. We have our moments.
We do.
We have our
It
moments.
happens.
What I love about these 3 guys, they just don't give up. They don't give up. I'm like,
So
where
persistent.
can I find a Jamie, a Greer, and a Mars? So what we see is she's at her art show. None of them are invited, but they're still there to support her. Jamie brings her the beautiful flowers. Greer's just there looking at himself and admiring himself as always. Mars is on a mission, and it's like some detective work, and he's trying to hold his girl down, and he figures out that weird ass Dean is
So
on
weird.
it.
Yeah, that was such a weird side plot. And I think I might be the minority, but I actually did not like them coming without being invited. Like, I feel like you can't just pop up at someone's thing. Like, wait for the invite. Even if you're there to support, even if you're going to do amazing things there, like, that person doesn't specifically ask you to come, you probably shouldn't just pop up.
No, I agree, because I feel like there's like a sort of like low-key selfish motive
Yeah.
there. Like, look at me, like I'm trying to support you, and like even though this is your moment, I'm trying to turn it on and make it about you and me.
Yeah.
I like that.
And it's like, bro, it's my moment. You weren't even invited. Now
Exactly.
you're forcing me to have to talk to you, and and they knew deep down that boo number 2 or boo number 3 might show up. So now you're putting me in a situation where now I have to either introduce you guys or explain it. And this is my night. My parents are here. Ex-girlfriend's here. The babies are here. Dean's being weird. Like, the critic is trying to now talk to me, and because now I'm distracted, I'm not paying attention to the art critic. Which
Exactly.
Did you guys recognize him from The Princess Bride, by the way?
Yeah.
He's a legend.
I love
I
him.
never remember his name, but
I forget his name, but
But he's been in like everything.
so many things.
Yeah.
He also played Blair's stepdad on Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm a Gossip Girl. What can I say? So why Nola is being crazy and nervous at her art show? Shemeka.
Man.
Shemeka got the new cakes, and she's twerking. And I'm not gonna lie, this whole scene made me very nervous.
Yeah.
Very nervous, because I'm like, either she's going to fall and those booty juices are going to come fly. I didn't know what to think. I'm like, something's going to happen. And I love the song that she was dancing to. It was actually an amazing scene. I appreciated that scene more than the first one when she was in the club, because I felt like that was a little bit too long. This one was dope, and baby girl got her new booty done. She's feeling good. They're throwing money at her. And then she falls on her fake booty.
I thought the guy with like the hook hands was gonna be responsible.
I thought he was
gonna like grab onto it, and it was gonna.
And it was
Yo,
gonna
imagine that.
explode. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, he's gonna like do like this or poke it or something.
The
It's
second
gonna
I saw
God.
him in the audience, the first scene, I was like, this is gonna mean, like, I was like, this has to come back to his hook hands. Why else is he there?
Oh my God. I didn't even.
It was so
everything
random.
just
random.
splashed everywhere.
Splash.
Like, I thought he was like gonna try to
dramatic.
like cup the booty, and like the hooks were just gonna. But
I'm
she
like,
fell.
Shemeka
But
fell on her
if you were
booty.
to fall, like you wouldn't like spray it everywhere, wouldn't it just
I
pop
think with
inside?
that
and you-
because it's like a basement illegal type thing. And
Yeah.
the lady was just injecting. So it's not like I went to the doctor and I got the Brazilian butt lift. Not that I've been looking that up on Google. Or it's not like I'm getting implants. It's like she's injecting her
I
with.
feel like it's almost like a pimple.
Yeah.
That's how it
Blister.
seems to me.
And then that night she got a little more injection. It just was all illegal and shady.
Ooh, that just grossed me out, and it was very traumatic, and it was very sad because I'm like, there are really women out here
Yeah.
that are doing this, and they just need to know they're beautiful without all that.
Okay.
Like, ladies, you don't need to do that.
Love yourself, ladies. I know it's tough. I know it is tough, but we have to love ourselves because even when you hear the stories about the women dying, women are still getting those
Yeah, I
goddamn.
know.
If you want to do it the
Yes,
right legal
exactly.
way.
Yeah,
Like,
because y'all look
please.
a mess with your
Oh my
legs
God.
being this big and your booties being out
Big
here.
ass
It doesn't.
diapers.
or do
yeah.
it like do it for yourself. Even.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like no
exactly.
one really does it for themselves. They're doing
No.
it to get approval from other people. There's even like this really cool museum in Hollywood called the Museum of Broken Relationships.
Love that museum.
It's awesome, and they actually have like one exhibit where it's like this girl who has like her breast implants, and she got them removed because she only got them for her husband in the first place.
Wow,
So
that's
she
in there? That's
literally
crazy.
took the implants out and put them in
Wow.
the Museum
Yeah.
of Broken Relationships.
That's deep.
Do what makes you feel better.
Right.
But like,
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy, but do
Yeah.
it the right way.
Do it the
Don't
legal way.
Do it in a Motel 6 in a crappy ass where some lady who's not a doctor is shooting you up.
No.
Because that is
Giving
not
you alcohol to like
Oh, that is crazy. So while poor Shemeka, she ends up in the hospital because now she has an infection in her blood, which is really sad. And thank God she didn't die because women are now
Yeah.
dying from this. Nola's still at her art show. Her boo Mars, even so now she's distracted. She's nervous. Boo Mars has found that the dean is Onyx, and he's trying to save the day like always. She shuts Mars down. I'm like, Nola, you gotta pay attention to Mars, goddammit. I think she appreciated it, but I think in that moment she just was so nervous.
Yeah.
She didn't know what to think. And the other artists kind of looked down on her because she wasn't a true artist according to them, and they felt like because she was close friend, I think she felt,
yeah, like she couldn't focus.
She couldn't focus.
And it makes sense because I'm sure, if you're in a professional setting and you had 3 boos come in, you couldn't focus either.
I'd probably throw up.
Yeah.
I'd cry, throw up, take a shot, more crying, and leave. I'd probably leave.
Me
Yeah.
too. I'd be like, oh my God.
You know what? Art speaks for itself. Bye.
Exactly.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna leave this here. Y'all hit me up with the review.
Yeah.
And speaking of crazy reviews, so Nola gets home. She's excited about the art show, but she doesn't realize she ignored the critic. And what does the critic do? He goes in on her ass.
Which, why is this white dude talking about black art?
Thank you.
Yeah.
The black female form.
The black
The
female
black
form.
female form.
Him and Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, let's be real. How many times have people tried to tell you about yourself and you're like,
Okay.
Yeah,
And he
I
went
think-
in.
Yeah, I think that's why Spike Lee did that because that happens, where white or, just people out there try to tell you about who you are and what you represent, and they don't come from that same culture. They don't come from your background, and it's like, you can't really tell me about being a black female as a white man. It just doesn't work.
I felt triggered by that.
I was upset. I was like,
I
sorry.
was like, I've been there, girl. I feel you.
Triggered. So Nola gets this really upsetting review. She's depressed. She's smoking some ganja. She just wants to sit. Sometimes you just want to be by yourself. She wants
Yeah,
to sit in the
chill.
house. But Greer's not going to let that happen. So Greer comes to a conclusion that he is tired of playing games. What I love about Greer understands that he is just a fuck buddy. He looks
Yeah,
good and he
yeah.
knows what he's there for. But Greer is like, no, I'm tired of playing these games. He says, I'm a great fucking catch. She's gonna get this. And he wants to break the rules. So he shows up, ringing her bell while she's depressed. And I think he kind of gets her out of that funk. And even though she's upset, he's like, no, we're going out for a date. Let's go see a movie. Let's go. Have you guys ever experienced anything unexpected like that?
I had friends.
Yeah, with friends.
Yeah.
Like, I have a very strict, please don't pop up at my house,
Girl.
at my job. They'll just send me a quick text at least. I'm in the neighborhood. Are you home?
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's just, I appreciate my space. So, don't just pop
Same.
up without letting me know.
Yeah.
Really invasive.
Yeah, especially if you're a fuck buddy. You're not even a boyfriend.
Exactly.
You can't just pop up at my house.
Oh, there's rules for a reason.
Yes, exactly.
And now you're ringing my bell and you're doing it way too much. And it's like, I just want to be alone. But I applaud Greer. I'm like, all right, do
Yeah,
your
it was
thing, bro.
sweet.
I
It was
appreciate
sweet.
it, but I'm like that too. I'm the only child and I have personal space and move.
But I feel like his reasons weren't like really like
About
you can't
her.
yeah, it had nothing
It's
to
all
do with
about
her.
him.
First of all, like when he has the flashback about how he first met her and how he only really liked her because she was the only one not giving him attention, I was like, this is so annoying. It's like
He's a psychopath.
like is this really a thing? Because I feel like a lot of guys
Yes.
are like this. The
Yeah.
second a girl plays coy or she's not into you, it becomes
Like,
a mission
ooh.
to gain your approval.
Welcome to LA.
Once you get that
Hunters.
approval, they lose interest, and it's like why? Like why do you have to play these stupid games?
Infuriating.
Why does it have to be a prize? Why can't it just be like a normal getting to know someone situation? Like it's
Yeah.
not instead of like a prize to be earned.
Exactly.
But even his reasoning for coming around again and wanting a relationship, he's like, oh, when I saw her artwork and how she was passionate about it,
crazy.
then I wanted a relationship. As if she was like nothing before that.
Exactly.
Or as if she hadn't always been passionate about her
Yeah.
work. Like, where have you been?
Girl.
I didn't like it.
Speaking about being annoying, so Greer takes her out to a restaurant, but all of his fuck buddies are in this one restaurant.
Well, he did the
Yeah.
black and white film first.
Yeah, the
Right.
black and white,
That
which
was
is
actually
beautiful.
sweet.
They do the
Yeah,
Spike Lee
that was
walk where
nice.
Spike has, you know, he usually does the thing where it looks like you're on something and you're moving. They take a selfie, they're kissing, they go out to eat, and it's just like Whoreville. Not for the women, him. He's a male whore. I'm not calling the women a whore. I'm calling him a male whore. And it's all his booze are in one place.
And then you see the flashbacks of him fucking. Like, it was just. I was
Yeah.
like, mm.
Do you think he did that purposely?
Absolutely. He's like, look how desirable I am.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't you want to be? And I'm like, do you just not pay attention to her at all? Because I feel like if you did, you would know this is so not her, like,
She doesn't
scene.
care.
Yeah, she really does not care. She's very aware of how attractive you are.
Oh, Greer.
Yeah. He's,
That was just insane. I'm like, bro. And I loved it because Nola picked it up.
Yeah.
She picked up, she's like, okay, you have me here with all your Beckys. I'm out. Like, I'm not sitting here with you while women are lusting over you from across the damn waitress, the maitre d', Lily.
oh my God, that was a mess.
Lily.
She had
Yeah.
to sit down for a minute. I was like, or you could just stand up and
I'm
take our
like,
orders.
Right? Like, why are you sitting? I don't know. He's very egotistical,
Oh,
narcissistic.
Greer.
And he's probably my least favorite boo of
Yeah.
the three boos. Like, he
Yeah.
comes in at number 3 for
Greer
sure.
Although
makes me
I
laugh.
did start liking him more towards the end,
I
though.
did too.
Like, because I saw more to him than at the beginning. Like, he's
Mhm.
obviously still narcissistic, obviously super annoying, but yeah, like, I think, like, he's kind of, like, cultured in a way that matches how she is with art.
Yeah,
and,
kind of.
And with, like, literature, and
Yeah.
in that sense, he can match her, and that's what he shares with her that Mars doesn't. But
Mhm.
Mars, I feel like, has a more
I
genuine
think
connection with
I
her.
like him more than I like Jamie.
Well, Jamie's married. So actually, I'm going to
Yeah.
switch this up.
That's what I'm saying.
Jamie's number 3.
Yeah.
Greer's number 2.
Greer's number two.
I was like, Jamie really pisses me off more than anyone else.
I will say Greer made me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's like this, you could tell this was how he really was acting, and he was serious about it. And I'm the type of girl, I would be like, you're so stupid, but I would laugh and be like, okay, I like you. And that's how I was starting to feel about Greer. I was like, he's so dumb and so into himself, but he made me laugh, and I don't know why. So I'd probably date Greer. I'm sorry.
No.
Speaking about Jamie, who's now number 3. Jamie's number
Yes,
3.
Jamie's number
number
three.
3. I forgot he was married for a minute.
Jamie
I was
is
like, ooh.
he forgot he was
became
married
number,
too.
he went
There
from
you
number
go.
1
To number 3
for me.
Jamie
He started
forgot
all
he
the way
was
up here.
married. Jamie is homesick. He is sick looking for Nola. He is trying to call her. She's not answering. He's calling her on the date with Greer. And we find out that Jamie buys Nola's art for $10,000.
Crazy.
That
Ridiculous.
How do you guys feel about that?
I don't-
And it's a portrait of
I-
Nola.
Honestly, I don't like it because it didn't feel like he was genuinely supporting her artwork. It felt like he was being a sugar daddy. Like, that's what it felt
Yeah.
like. It wasn't like, because if you wanted to, like, genuinely support her artwork, you would pay, like, I don't know. It just felt like I have all this money to throw around. Here you go. I'm taking care of you. And it just, like, left a really bad taste in my mouth. And, like, how he was so obsessed with the painting was kind of creepy. It wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
flattering at all. It was like, ew, like, what are you doing?
What makes me dislike Jamie so much is like he's unlike Greer. Greer's selfish, but he admits that he's selfish and
Yes.
owns
Yeah.
it. Jamie tries to be this good Samaritan, but there's always this ulterior motive to everything. Do you put as much effort into your son as you're putting into Nola? Because I
Hello.
don't think you are. Did
Sometimes you
put-
forget he got a baby.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You little boys out here making videos. What are you doing? You're freaking throwing 10,000 over at Nola, and like even the taking care of her. I don't think is for her betterment. I think it's for this like control thing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we learned he's 40, she's 27.
Yeah.
We also learned that he had a few soulmates and a few boos. So to
Right.
me, it started
Been
to,
cheating.
and I loved Jamie. Even though he was married, I liked him because I was like, all right, he's mature, he knows what's up. But then when I started to learn about him, I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's a control thing with a lot of men they do with these young girls or young women in general. And I'm like, are you giving her the 10 G's because you really care for this girl, or because you I think he did it because he felt like, oh, let me run back to Jamie, even though I'm ignoring his calls to give me $10,000.
Do you think 27 and 40 as an age difference? Like, do you think
it's not
it's
bad,
Do you think
but-
it's gross, or do you think it
I
depends
think
on
there's
the person?
definitely a power dynamic there.
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't think
definitely.
I don't think it's like an absurd age difference,
Right.
but I think I'm 25 and I think of like
I can't imagine being with a 40-year-old man.
it's
No
not
way.
even that, but I just think of it like how like my boss is 40 and I think of what a different point in life she
Yes,
is, and I'm like,
exactly.
I just can't imagine.
Like, what are we talking about? Like,
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? We have so. You're right. I don't think it's such a bad age, but I just feel like we're so different.
Different
Yeah.
phases of life.
What are we? I remember when I was younger, I was never into dating older guys. You had to be like a year older. I've dated younger guys, maybe 2 years younger, or maybe one. But even my friends who would date older guys, I remember being in high school like, oh, why? But now that I'm older, I get it because the older you get, they get a little bit older. But I just think at 27 and 40, it's a little power.
Power dynamic
Especially when you have
as
money. And
Yeah.
he's kind of.
Yeah.
I just don't want
Yeah.
someone to tell me what I should be. I'm like, this is the age where I'm starting to understand who I am.
Yeah.
I don't want you to have all this like control over what I'm becoming.
I feel like if he was like a creative or someone
Yes.
who has a young
Yeah.
spirit,
I was gonna say, if
then
you're
the
40
if it was like a 40 where he feels like he's
Yeah.
30, then
Yes.
it makes sense. But he's like
He's very
40.
40.
He's very 40.
Very like traditional.
Like if you was cool and we were chilling
40.
and you were 40 and we lived life and you didn't question me and you didn't try to control me, we could totally do this.
And you weren't married.
Yeah,
You
but
weren't
that's the thing.
married.
The funny thing is the main thing about him that she likes is just that. It's the stability.
Yeah.
I said this from day one. So if he didn't even have that going for him, I don't know if they would have even
I don't-
connected
I
the
don't
same
think
way.
so.
But
Probably
he does,
not.
He does speak in a way that's very poetic, though.
I love the way he
And
talks.
you
I'm not gonna
notice-
lie.
Like you even notice later on, like in the later episodes when they're all together at Thanksgiving, not to like jump ahead,
no, it's all
that
good.
she loves that he can kind of like silence
Yeah.
everyone else. Like she looks at him and she's like,
He's like a
"Damn."
dad.
Almost like
Yeah.
a father figure.
Control.
Yeah.
Father figure.
Literally a father figure.
Which our
That's exactly
therapist
what.
hit that on
yes.
the dad
Yeah.
and father figure. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when Jamie talks, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, he has a very like the smooth jazz radio station. He has that voice.
Yeah.
You know, if you guys have ever heard like those stations.
I love it.
But I think back to the money, like
Ugh.
even if he had one different motives, it was all for her. Like you have a whole household. Like you have a wife, you have a son. Like $10,000 is not. You should not be giving that to somebody that you're messing with. Like that's just not okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a lot to go around though. That private school of their son.
I mean, they
Come
do.
on.
They
$7,000
do.
a year.
They do.
But I get
still,
it as a wife.
Like, don't take the money out
like
the
Cheryl
house.
did as a wife, just to go forward a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm now, even though we're separated, you're still in my house. That
Exactly.
is our money.
Exactly.
And you're giving that to your son. Now, this
And
is your
she-
money.
And she was the one saying, "I gave you
Oh.
cachet. Like I made you, and like I brought you
Yeah.
up with me." So apparently there was like a power dynamic
Yeah.
there where she
Yeah.
was like much higher in like in terms of socioeconomic status.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe in a way that he felt like he didn't have power in a way with that.
I
Like, 'cause she
guess,
is super
but
dominant.
I mean, guys expect us to do that all the time, like to just be cool with it. And like, while I get that she is kind of bitchy, like, I don't know, it's bad weird to me. She did put you on. She
Yeah.
did make you who you are. And so your response is to step out on her and then spend that money that she helped put you onto
I made
Yeah,
you.
on a
that's
trade.
And I was
crazy.
gonna ask, have you ever been in a situation where you've dated a guy and you try to put in all this work and effort and he's now your ex and you see him probably with the new boo and he's doing everything that you probably taught him?
yeah, that's
Yes.
You know who it is.
Honestly,
Yes, I
sometimes
have.
that's why I say like don't date younger guys because you're just
Yeah.
like prepping them and like priming them for the
I'm
next
just saying.
next thing. Like I always
We
tell
see
my friends
you.
like don't go for the younger ones because you're
that's
you're
happened.
training them,
I've
you're
been
like
in
getting them
situations
ready.
like that where I've had an ex and I remember we were dating and I'm like, as a man you should get manicure and pedicures and he's like, oh, that's so stupid. We don't even date anymore. That's all I see him do now. I'm like, you're welcome. I didn't make it. He's still,
Yeah.
we're still cool, but you know,
Yeah.
I looked at it like that when she was telling him like, I made you.
Yeah.
Even though he's like, I gave you excitement, but bro, I made you.
But it's like, I put the blood, sweat, and
But-
tears to make you a man. and like the way you repay me is stepping out and like.
Give
I
him
don't
But
know.
money
should you be like
away.
permanently indebted to someone even if
No.
it's not
No.
working just
No, no,
because
no.
they
But if you're living
Right.
in my house
And
and
in the
you're still
house.
climbing in the shower with me,
That's where we're gonna go
Then-
next.
There
that
you
made me
go.
so
I'm
mad.
Great segment.
There
That's
you
where we're
go.
going next.
Just
Like,
because Nola wasn't answering.
I was
like,
gonna say, do you
oh,
guys think he did that
so-
because he missed Cheryl, or he felt lonely because Nola
he
was
was
Lonely.
lonely? Obviously.
All the way.
Jamie.
which is messed up because you can tell that she clearly still loves him.
Yeah, it's her husband.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, you're trash, Jamie.
Yeah.
You fine.
But you trash.
But you
bro.
trash.
They never dug into like why exactly their marriage wasn't working though.
He
I mean-
cheated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, they never dug into
Oh,
like
yeah.
why though. Like if it was just like a him
He's
problem.
a man.
Oh.
What can you say? So, speaking about men not being great, we get into election night. The clown has the code to the nuclear code. I believe that's the song. We see, which I love. I love Spike Lee. I fucking love Spike Lee.
I was so surprised that they would incorporate this so recently post-election because this is still very fresh.
Yeah.
Like usually when you see stuff like this happening, it's
like
not like
years.
a weird
Yeah.
tribute to like current events. It's usually like something that happened in the past and then they're like showing it. So I love the timing of all of this.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I feel like Spike, they did the show already, and I feel like Spike, they were going
Went
through
back.
editing, and he was like, actually, no, we got to put Donald Trump in here.
Rewind.
And it was just so perfect because it showed what everyone's emotions were that night. I remember where I was that night.
I
right?
cried.
me
I remember
too.
crying when
You
Donald
know?
Trump got elected
It
because
was-
I was shocked. I was like, "Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Like, is this what our like system?" I didn't believe it. I didn't even think that it was
I think
possible
half of the world
happening.
didn't believe
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And that's why he probably won, because everyone's like, oh, he's not going to win.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
I-
who would vote for him?
I remember like that night, like my roommates and I just like we were all just sitting there just like stunned. And then the next day, I remember walking into Target and Target was just like empty. And like the people who were in Target, like you could just tell, were just like, we all just looked at each other like, what the hell is going
It was
on?
crazy. Yeah. I remember like that night was
I'm, like,
nuts.
sad.
And then I was working at a news station at the time, so I had to go into work the next day
Oh my
and like
gosh.
report on that. And it was just like way too much. So I'm glad he put that in there.
That was amazing.
Because it was very real, I think, for most people who did not vote for him or didn't think he
Yeah.
was going to win.
Thank you, Spike. That was pretty great. So everyone is still feeling election night. They have the feelings. And Greer's still around. Greer's not playing. Even though we know Greer's narcissistic and he only cares about himself, but he's letting Nola know, girl, I am here. And they have bomb sex. But what does Nola do that she always does? She calls him Jamie Overstreet. She doesn't say Jamie, but she says Overstreet. Which I love because they don't understand, like...
Yeah, I
what's
love her
the-
explanations for
I
what I
know.
mean. You were going too fast.
She's quick on her feet.
She's
She's
quick
just
now.
like, she comes
I
up
think
with
when
it
you
quick.
have so many boos, you have to be so fast.
Yeah, probably.
I'm like, Nola.
I
Also,
would
these-
not know how to dig myself out of that one. Like, as witty and punny as I am, there's no way I could get myself
Oh,
out of that
Overstreet.
situation.
I don't know what I would say.
I'm such a bad liar.
Let's do it again. I don't know.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I think I could bullshit my
You
way
pull it
out
off?
of it.
Yeah, I think I could
But
too.
I'm not gonna lie. Some of the sex scenes, I'm like,
Greer's body, Cleo, who was actually here, they did an interview with him. He's fine. Cleo Thompson, I believe that's his name. His sex scenes, I'm like, okay.
yeah.
They all look great.
Right, I'm not mad at
They
it.
all
I mean,
look
I
great.
can
Even
see
DeWanda,
why.
who plays Nola, they all look beautiful. It's like a beautiful fucking cast. I'm
Yeah.
like, Spike, I get it.
They're all gorgeous.
But Cleo looked good. So, of course, she's still in her head. I think it's like a down spiral for Nola. It's like at the first 5 episodes, you see her flourish and you see her trying to get to know herself. And then you see her kind of going down a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Because she's so distracted and she's trying to learn and love herself, but it's like she can't get it together. So she's excited. She has this $10,000 check. Finally, she could pay her damn rent because she is backed up.
All the way up.
She can get her art supplies, and she goes to the art store, and her card gets declined. I would say this is my favorite scene when she calls up Jamie and she cusses him out, and they play the song. I believe her name is Dionne Harris, I Know What You're Doing, and she curses Jamie out. How did you guys feel about the scene? Because she's cursing Jamie out, but it's like she's blaming Jamie for her mishaps.
I had
Yeah.
such mixed feelings about it because
Same.
when she was like cussing him out and saying all these things, it just felt so entitled to me in a way. And I'm not excusing Jamie Overstreet's
Right.
actions at all. What he did was horrible, and obviously the wife put a stop on the check. It wasn't him. But it's like Nola kind of expected to be fed like this constant stream of money. Like, she even said that when she first started dating him, it was so that she could go out and like get a meal here and there. And I was like, oh God, like, I know a lot of girls do that, but like, come on, like, to do it for a long time and then finally realize that you like the guy, and just the way she was talking to him, like, as if she expected it.
Yeah, I think it was totally unfair for her to do that, actually, because
Yeah.
you're 27 years old, I'm 27, you're a grown woman. It is your responsibility at the end of the day to pay your rents, and you should not be dependent on this married man to make that happen. And, like, yes, he paid for your painting, in which case the check didn't go through. Be an adult about the situation, request your painting back. I think cursing him out like that was, like, totally uncalled for.
Yeah. Like, I understand you're frustrated, and I understand that maybe you guys like kind of have a mutual understanding of what the relationship is, but like don't act like it's completely just like I give you sex, you give me money.
Exactly.
Because I feel like out of all the relationships, she definitely plays into the romance more with him than she does with anyone.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
She gushes more about him, because even in therapy, when she breaks down why she likes him so much, she gets to Jamie and she's like, I care about him.
Yeah.
He's like the first person that I cared about in this way. I'm like, girl, I felt to her in that moment, and I really love that scene. But then she's going down. I'm like, wait, you can't blame Jamie for your rent not being paid.
Yeah, like that.
like that was on you.
That-
It was great that he
on
bought
you.
your painting, but this is also a married man.
Right.
So now his wife, she took it upon
It
herself
was
to
like-
stop that check.
It was
Right.
like an
Fix me to
act
feed.
of desperation also. I mean, it was, in a way, like, I kind of felt, like, you know when you feel, like, humiliated for someone else's humiliation?
Yeah.
Like, when she was saying, like, I'm gonna be on the street, and this and that, or, like, I have to go back home. Like, why is she saying all of this? She's kind of, like, making herself seem, like, so heavily financially dependent on him, and that was shocking for me to see, because Nola has always been like this fiercely independent badass
Right.
woman that doesn't need a guy for anything.
Yep.
And for her to like stoop to this level where she's just like kind of expecting it, like I did not like
Yeah.
seeing
That
her like
sucks.
that.
That
Also,
sucks.
like, you spent $500 something on a black dress not that long ago.
Girl.
Come on.
It's not like
girl.
like you gotta get it together.
Our priorities
Right.
have got to get together.
And I think it was at this moment where I was like, okay, Nola's kind of working my nerves.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing too much. You're being real immature, and, like, you just need to get it together.
Yeah.
Just get it together.
Yeah, I think that's when the savagery, I was just like, all right, I love you, Nola, but
Right, exactly.
it's not Jamie's fault. It's a great gift that he gave you, but you should always have a backup. And it's not his problem. He's not your dad.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think, like, when you're comparing all the guys and even Opal to each other, I feel like the way you kind of, like, see who the best fit for her is when is Nola the best version of herself? And I think it's so evident that Nola is the best version of herself when she is with Opal. She's more mature.
Yes.
She's nurturing and motherly. She is, like, she gets her shit together
Right.
because she knows that, like, she kind of holds herself more accountable because she doesn't want Opal to look down on her. Like, I
Yeah.
think she cares what Opal thinks.
Yeah.
In the same way that Mars cares what she thinks.
Yeah.
So I think the dynamic between
like that.
Mars
Yeah.
and Nola
I like
is
that.
very similar to the dynamic
Right.
between
It's a great way
Nola
to look at it.
and
I like that,
Opal.
yeah.
Like, Opal's too good for her, but at the same time, like, Nola is the best version of herself
She
with
sure
Opal, and that's why I
is.
love seeing them together so much. Like, I love the dynamic.
I like that.
Yeah.
So while Nola's going crazy, cussing out Jamie now feels bad, so he's trying to figure out a way to make it better. So we learned that Jamie has a relationship with Fat Joe's character, Winnie Win, which I love his
that
character.
Fat Joe is in
Oh my
this.
god.
I love
Oh
his
my
accent.
God.
I don't know, like, the type of thing he's doing with his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We learned that they grew up together in Brownsville, and they're partners, silent partners, and we learned that they come from the street together. And he comes to Fat Joe kind of demanding $10,000. You don't really get to know deep
Yeah.
about their relationship, but you know there's something.
Yeah. You know there's some shady
It's
stuff
something
going
Yeah.
on.
I think
shady.
he was supporting the he asked for it show, right? Is that what he was supporting?
I don't know.
I got
It's
kind of
Like,
shady.
he's like
confused.
sponsoring it. I was like, wait, what is
Because at
their
first,
business
when
deal
Shemeka's
here?
ass exploded and he got the phone call, I first was like, oh, did they just call him?
What?
And why are they calling Jamie? Then when the next episode, I was like, oh, he's a partner. It makes sense. But what is he holding over his head? Like, why are they being so shady?
I feel like if there is a season 2, we'll probably learn
Yes.
like that whole backstory.
Yeah.
Y'all get it together. So he gets the money, the $10,000, and he cares about Nola a lot. He sends her the 10 G's, but while he's doing that, Nola goes to her parents, like most of us young people do, asks her parents for a loan, and she's able to now pay her rent, and she gets the money from Jamie. And I think before this, she goes through her cleansing. She goes to the cleansing with Mars's sister. Have you guys ever been in what is it, Santa Maria, it's like a religion. I don't even know how to say it, and I don't want to say it wrong because God forbid I don't want bad vibes, bad juju vibes. But she goes to the cleansing and she kind of lets go of the negative energy. And I think that's when I saw her, like when she went to her parents for the money. And I think it was kind of grown of her to send the money back to Jamie. So I don't know if she had like an awakening or if it was the cleanse. I don't know what it was.
She got the grant, remember?
Oh, she got the grant. But there's some women who would be like, thanks for the 10 G's.
Yeah.
When he was counting it, I was like, I wonder if she gave him like half of it. I was like waiting.
She was just like skimming a little off the top.
You know, maybe I don't think she would do it. There's some women who have still been petty and mad. Thanks for them 10 G's. I got the grant. But I thought it was really grown up for her to be like, you know what? I'm learning about myself.
Yeah.
I'm the person that I'm in love with. I need to figure me out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I need a break.
I honestly think Jamie Overstreet is a total douchebag for sending her the 10K and the painting. It's like, it's so insulting. Like, if someone did that to me, I was like, I don't need your money. I don't need, like, any of this. Like, it's so insulting in so many ways to, like, give her the painting and the 10K.
Yeah, because it definitely gets sugar daddy-ish, whereas before it was like, it kind of was a transaction. Like, it was still pretty sugar daddy-ish, but it was like you were getting something out of it.
It's crazy. So one thing Spike has been doing a lot in this show, which I love, is shining a light on gentrification in Brooklyn, which is a really big thing. And it's big everywhere you go. It's here, LA.
Where I live right now.
It's super huge. And Brooklyn, I love you, Spike Lee. He doesn't play any games. He doesn't stop. So we have nosy neighbor Bianca, that's what I've named her, who is just angry about everything. And she's trying to make it her mission to get rid of Papo, the mayor. She swears it's him spray painting the G's on the wall. She swears it's him that's just making a mess. She thinks he's just a racket. And I just feel like that's not the case. So he's outside, he's hanging out. Mars is trying to come over and reconcile with Nola. That's part of in the background. And Bianca just comes out and just starts shit with Papo for no reason. And she does the one thing that I hate.
That you don't
do not do. She called the police.
That's so obnoxious. That's like white privilege in a nutshell.
It is exactly what it is.
And it's like, part of me is like, why don't you go on a different stoop? Like, go on another stoop, right? Like,
move to Manhattan, girl.
I also think that he's standing his ground because he isn't doing anything. Like, is that a trespassing law, by the way? Like, I don't know the legality of it. I was wondering, like, is he allowed to be on the stoop?
Some houses will say no loitering.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you don't have that sign up, it's kind of, and if she doesn't own, I mean, maybe she does own the brownstone, it's like you have to have that sign up.
I was gonna say, most brownstones, at least in my, like, dad's neighborhood, most brownstones, like, it's multiple people.
Yeah. It's apartments.
Yeah. It's not like they own the entire
right
thing, so, I mean, it's kind of like open space.
Yeah, and I love that Spike Lee put this in the show because I think it's so relevant of, you know, so many cities and Black neighborhoods in this country are being gentrified and having these neighbors come in that don't know the people that have been there for so long. And then it does become, you know, a thing where police are called and it's like, those are some more brown and Black people thrown in jail for something
or worse.
It really feels like white colonialism all over again, like just coming in, wiping out the natives,
and,
like
your neighborhood.
And they made that parallel, like about Thanksgiving. Like I loved the tie of like between like Thanksgiving and kind of annihilating the Native Americans to that of gentrification in neighborhoods. Like obviously what happened to the Native Americans is like tenfold so terrible, but there is like some sort of like similar overlap there.
Yes,
and you see it in the community meeting that they had. You see the one side of the new folks who just moved into Greenpoint. That is very gentrified. Fort Greene. And you see the people who have been there and they have history here and they're trying to come together, but they're trying to explain like, we've been here. He's a part of the community.
Yeah.
He's not harming anyone.
And the whole like when they said Black Lives Matter and she was about to say all lives matter and it turned into that thing, it makes me wish so badly that the Black Lives Matter movement was called Black Lives Matter too, not Black Lives Matter, because everyone is like, well, this matters. It's like, if someone has cancer,
but y'all knew what we meant.
No, but like, if you framed it that way, like there would be like,
nah, they would have found something else.
They would have been
like something else. But I just wish it was framed that way because I hate the like, oh, but what about my life? And
but it's like, you know,
you're not the one who's
and
been
the people
like,
who created Black Lives wanted to explain all lives does matter, but we need to shine light on Black lives that you guys think doesn't matter.
That's
Yeah.
like walking into a breast cancer event and being like, leukemia matters too.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
y'all knew damn well what we meant. That's fine. I
You
see
tried
you.
it. That scene, I actually love that scene because when she said this is reverse racism and the crowd's like, ah,
Yeah.
that reminds me of Do
So
the Right Thing.
frustrating.
When the dude with the Jordans goes on his stoop and he's like, you're not even from Brooklyn. And he's like, I am from Brooklyn. No, he says, go back to Massachusetts. And he's like, I'm from Brooklyn. And that's what that reminded me of. But, you know, we learned that Nola and Papa were classmates. And Papa was an Afghan veteran. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up. He was a veteran, but now he's homeless because he ran out of money. And the cops are getting close, and there's two cops are being aggressive. They're getting really touchy-feely, and we already
So
know what
realistic.
happened.
Some
I mean, this is like
PTSD there.
another issue that we don't
Ugh.
talk about a lot is how we treat our veterans. And I
Yeah.
think, you know, for a country that prides itself so much on being patriotic and having like this sentiment of,
You better
oh,
hit on the
anthem?
nail, Mina.
I'm serious though. I think it's ridiculous because we always say like
Yeah.
honor our troops, support our troops, do this, and we always say like you're doing a noble thing by fighting when in reality like a lot of these wars are waged for like U.S. financial interests.
Yeah.
You're sending these people out who are kind of like pawns in your government scheme to do this, and then when they get back, they have all these issues. They have
no, girl.
PTSD. And
Speaking on it.
they're homeless on the streets, and the government could give two shits about them. So why fight for a country that doesn't have your interest at heart, but you have their interest at
Mina
heart?
for president.
Preach.
Don't get it.
Mina 2020.
2020.
I'll be up against Kanye.
Mina,
so
Mina 2020.
I know
That
where
is
your allegiance
beautifully said, and
lies
I
right
totally
now.
agree with you. And Nola felt the same way. She felt bad for her friend, so she takes the blame and says, I did it. Arrest me. And they take them all down to the station, and Bianca gets to ride in the cop car. And I just, like, a person like that in that situation, always want to say, like, how do you feel about yourself?
Exactly.
That is another man and woman in the system that didn't have to be. You guys could have just talked this out like normal folks, normal neighbors. Now these two people have to go to jail
Yeah.
for no reason.
Yeah, and I thought that was such a powerful image to see, like, this white woman that moved into the neighborhood
Yeah.
gets to walk into the cop car, and the two people of color are, you know, handcuffed and put into
Thrown
the
in the
back.
cop
But
car.
Yeah,
I
like
do
aggressively
love,
put it
I
there.
do love that she
Yeah.
still had to go to jail because
love
she
it.
seems like when she was like, oh, like my business is done here.
Right.
She's like going
They're like,
back
no,
inside.
no, come
Right,
on.
like, you made the complaint, you gotta come down.
She's like, what? Bring your ass. Shout out to the NYPD.
And then you also
Yeah.
see like Mars getting real hyped, and he's
Oh.
still on the. You see the cop like tell him stay on the sidewalk. He's like, I am on the sidewalk, and you
It was
kind of
so
see.
realistic.
Yeah, it's very
Oh.
because you see a lot of times in the news you'll see, you know, PD say one thing, oh they did this and this, and then come to find out we get video and they're not doing anything
I got
you
nervous for
said.
Mars too. I said,
Yeah.
please don't shoot
I
her.
know.
And
I
he's
was
telling,
too.
and the cop is saying like, shut your mouth, and Mars is like, why are you telling me to shut my mouth? And
It's
he
a
kind
power
of like,
trip.
Yes.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's a power trip.
And it's like you said, how often have we seen this play out in the news or like
Yeah.
in our own neighborhoods or in our own families? Like
Yeah.
I've seen that happen with my own family. So I just think it is so relevant for him to put that in there.
That's crazy. So our girl Nola's out of jail, and since we have a few minutes left and we're into the last scene, we'll do something a little bit different. I won't do the rundown. I want you guys to tell me how you felt about this last scene. It's Thanksgiving. Nola is out of jail. Her family's gone. So Nola has the great idea. Not only does she want to have a Prince tribute dinner, she wants to invite the three boos to dinner.
She tried it.
She
tried
that
it.
like level of savage has reached its limit.
Yeah, it was too
What were you guys
savage.
thinking? So as she's setting up, I'm thinking the girls are coming over. So what,
I knew that
what
was
were you guys
gonna
thinking
happen.
as you guys are watching every dude walk
Okay,
through the door?
so my initial reaction when I first saw it and I saw Mars walk through the door, I was like, oh, obviously her relationship with Mars is the strongest. And then I see, like, Jamie Overstreet, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's happening? And then, like, as it's happening, I'm kind of like, this is wrong, but I totally, like, want to see what happens. So it's entertaining, and I want to see it, and I'm going to try not to judge it, because I mean, like, automatically, I think your first reaction is, like, oh, like, you want so much attention, like, you want three people to fight over you, and you're trying to stir the pot, you're trying to cause drama, but the devil's advocate in me is, like, well, maybe you're just trying to, like, be transparent and kind of, like, put it out on the table. So, I don't know, like, I was so torn, because I was like,
I'm with
you're
you.
an attention seeker, and there was another part of me that was like, this is as blunt as you could possibly get, But when she's like walking away and having them like have the discussion together, I'm like, you're such a shit stirrer. Like
Yes.
you are trying to stir the pot right now.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I did not like it. Only because, I mean, I loved it in that I'm like, yes, girl, you better have all the men. But I hated it in that, like, she didn't give them the choice or the option. It was like, surprise, here are my other two boos. Like, hope you're cool with that.
Feel uncomfortable now.
Right, like, I think if she's as open and secure and independent as she says, like, she should be able to communicate and say, like, hey, here's what I'm thinking. Would you want to be a part of this or no? And she didn't really give them that option. You know, she just, like, dropped it on them. And I know if I was one of those boos, I would have been pissed.
Yeah. I'm like...
And none of them wanted to leave because they all want to win.
It's like a competition. And, like, half of me, I was like, yes, Noah, you get it. This is savage. Because a man would do it. But, and I get why she did it because she's like, these are on my terms. If they want to F with me after this, they can do it on my terms now. But then the other half, I'm like, no, girl, this is so uncomfortable. What if they all band together and murdered your ass?
Exactly, girl.
Like, I take it to investigation ID now. I'm like, what are you doing? Because, like you said, I thought it would have been dope if she would have been like, look, I'm having this Thanksgiving dinner, boo 1 and 2 and coming, you down or not?
Yeah.
If not, this is how I want to move forward. But it was just so uncomfortable for them. But of course, I liked how Jamie handled himself because he became the father figure.
I was going to ask you that. I was going to say, like, who do you think handled themselves best and who do you guys think handled themselves the worst?
I think...
Because they all were trying to kind of be like...
They were all competing with each other.
Bowing down to her, like, thank you so much for this incredible dinner.
Yeah, I don't think I would say Jamie did the best. I just think it was just that's his personality is very dominant. So I think he became dominant in the situation. I love that Spike Lee did the little tribute to Prince.
Yes, love that.
I want to do that. I want to do that with my friends.
I know. I lived for that. I mean, I'm still I'm still Team Mars. I'm sorry. I felt like Mars was funny. He he threw some shade, but like I just I feel like he just wasn't like mad disrespectful. I feel like I don't know. I feel
like Mars is the most genuine, and I think it's because he is young. I don't know.
Yeah,
Mars is
like
just
an
such
innocence
less
about
ego.
him.
He's less ego.
Exactly.
He cares about Nola. He brings her the Prince album. He's there. Even though it's weird, she unveils the 3-headed monster.
That's when I was like, girl, you are going
Nola,
too far.
I'm going to murder you.
And not only that, but she drew their dicks 2 sides.
Yeah.
Like, how much more can you possibly humiliate these men by drawing their dicks 2 sides?
I thought Mars was going to flip, to be honest.
too.
And then when he was like, yeah, that's mine, but I know what to do with it, I was like...
That's why I love Mars, because he's confident, he's comfortable, and even though he's in the room with these two, he's the most secure.
He's the most secure, definitely.
And you would think the other two would be, but it's baby Mars.
Yeah, I love Mars.
Mars is everything.
He is amazing.
So they do this amazing Prince tribute, which we were all here for that. And the ending's a little bit different from the movie.
Yes.
Very different. And Spike says that I think in the movie he regrets the rape scene in the movie. So he wanted to switch it up a little bit. And they're so cute. They have their little itis moment. And at first I'm like, are they about to have a foursome?
Me too. I was like, what's happening?
I was like, what is happening?
I was like, this isn't... Like, I don't know. Like, I kind of was prepared for it. I was like,
I was like, about to get it in. I was like, Noah's a real freak. Don't call her a freak.
I was like hovering my mouse over. I'm like, am I going to see anything weird? Like, I'm kind of like...
So the guys are bounced and she wakes up, she's alone. And I thought that was cool because I think she wanted to be alone. I think she wanted to give the message to them like, look, I'm here, I love me, either you're riding with me or you're not. It was very weird the way she did it, but I think that's the point she was trying to get across. And she gives this amazing speech at the end, and then her bell rings. And it's Opal.
Opal.
Mina, you were right. It was Miss Opal.
Now,
you know, and Opal, which I love Opal. I have a girl crush on her. She's beautiful. She's also in a new
She's
Netflix
so
show
beautiful.
called Punisher, and it's completely different
She's
from her
stunning.
character. Beautiful. Did you guys expect that it would be Opal?
Yes and no.
Yeah, yes and no. I just because of the movie, I wasn't sure, but I was like, they're gonna give us a twist because Netflix is known to make things that should be 1 season.
Carry it out.
2. So I knew that we're going to have an open ending where there's going to be a chance for season 2.
Yes.
And I also think this was a really brilliant way for Spike Lee to adapt his original film to the times.
Yes.
Because, like, you could never imagine something like this being in his original film in the 80s. Like, it's unheard of for, like, a same-sex relationship.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a woman of color and, like, another woman of color. But, I don't know. I thought it was really interesting and open-ended. I interpreted it as, obviously, like, Opal is going to eventually be the one, but I still didn't like how Nola left everything open-ended with
Yeah.
the men, because it's like, come on, like, you have someone great in front of you, like, be sure of what you want, like, why are you still exploring at this point? You know what you want, like, why are you fighting
Baby
that?
girl gotta get it together.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I mean, this has been one hell of a show, and I enjoyed it. And fortunately, we only got to do 2 days of it, but it was just such a great show, and I'm gonna binge watch it again. So we'll kind of do a thing with predictions since we're at the end. And I just want to know from you guys, what are you looking forward to? Because I feel like they are gonna do a season 2. What do you want to see in season 2?
I want to see more Mars. I think that's probably, we all agree at this table, because he's the best. I want to see Nola be a little more considerate of the people in her life if she's going to continue this. And if not, maybe kind of go with Opal, because I think that's where her heart is. Because she was really honest with herself.
I want to see that. And I feel like they kind of had some Chloe and Mars interactions this season that I feel like maybe we might see something with that next season. I want Mars happy.
Yes!
So
Mars a new love or something.
I would love to see a
Give
new
Mars
love
someone
interest
new.
or him
I
and
think
Chloe.
I'm interested to see that dynamic because I feel like she's so serious. I want to see that. So
I would
that's
love to see
mine.
him break those walls.
Yeah.
And I would like to see season 2.
I don't know. You know what's funny about this show? I think there were so many great supporting characters.
Yes.
Like, the principal was phenomenal.
Raqueletta Moss.
Raqueletta Moss.
My
Loved
girl.
her. Therapist. Amazing supporting
Amazing.
character. Like, I would want to see more of them and see if there's, like, more of a backstory to them. Because I thought, you know, Spike Lee did such a great job of casting, like, these amazing supporting characters that, like, you just want to know more about them. That's what I want to see.
And I retweet everything these ladies are saying. So the last thing we're going to do, because you know Nola had the campaign, My Name Isn't. So let's just go around and say what your name isn't, and I'll start. My name isn't, yo, shorty, why you not smiling? Just smile. Why do you look so mean? That's not my name.
That's a hard one. My name isn't... Hey, you in the red. That's it. That's not my name, y'all. Okay.
My name isn't Hey Ma. So just because you have a boyfriend, we can't be friends.
Oh,
I love it. My name isn't whatever whistling noise you want to make at me, because I'm not a dog, so
Girl.
I don't know what you're doing.
ladies, that is awesome. This has been an amazing
So
panel.
fun.
So much fun. You guys, I mean, talk to us in the comments. Let us know how you felt about the last episode. Let us know how you guys felt about the whole season. We already have people in the comments talking. They were going crazy, which I love. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. And I'll just tell you guys where you can find us. My name is Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Mariel Turner, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mariel_Turner.
Hey guys, I'm Drew Jones, and you can follow me on all the things at OKDrewJ.
Hey everyone, my name is Mina Wahab, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Mina Makes Magic.
Yes, and you can find us AfterBuzz TV on SoundCloud. Yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
iTunes,
Yes,
SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and all social media. And make sure you check out She's Gotta Have It on Netflix and binge watch it with your girls or even your 3 boyfriends.
Hey.
That's it for us. Guys, it's been amazing, and we'll catch you guys next time.
See ya.
See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.